first forecast brought to you by Stored at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings. And unfortunately, we have more of the same, or fortunately, if you like the weather outside. But it is very humid, it is very warm, and also we're going to be keeping a very close eye on the Gulf of Mexico. Over the next couple of days, cloud and sun to start off in the morning, very humid, then thunderstorms around in the afternoon. Some patchy fog may plague us in the morning as well due to our temperatures being very close to those dew points in the lower 70s. But as we go forward, we're going to kind of put this on repeat, except for we're going to be watching the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, potentially there is a tropical storm that could be moving in our direction, or maybe subtropical storm, or no name at all. Either way, it means more rain is moving in our direction. Some of it could be very, very heavy. Of course, I'll have the details about this and much more coming up in a few minutes. Your ABC 31 News starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Pineville police continue to investigate after a suspect fired shots at them yesterday near Hunter Street. Police say it began with a traffic stop. They say 25-year-old Cedric Prevost of Alexandria fired multiple shots at an officer, but the officer escaped unharmed. Police say they then pursued Prevost, who led them on a short chase. Police say he eventually turned the gun on himself. He was found dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. An off-duty Alexandria police officer is arrested for a fight and placed on administrative leave. She's 23-year-old Lacey Fields of Alexandria. Police say it happened at a business on MacArthur Drive on May 6th when she was attacked by another woman. However, police say Fields battered the police officer called to the scene to break it up. She's charged with felony battery on a police officer and resisting an officer with force. The other woman was issued a citation. Police say the responding officer had to seek medical attention for his injuries. Well, as we reported last night, LSU football's lone Heisman Trophy winner, Billy Cannon, died earlier this week at the age of 80. The city of Baton Rouge has reminded everyone of his legacy. WBRZ's Sydney Kern has the story.
Pictures of a person almost everyone knows in Baton Rouge.
I have his picture up, signed photograph and everything.
Are now on display. Drivers admiring the flashing of Billy Cannon's retired number on 8 digital billboards, along with his prized Heisman Trophy.
You know, in the end, he was a great ambassador for LSU, and I think it's a great thing.
He's already showcased as the Sporting News Player of the Year twice at Tiger Stadium, the place where everyone learned his name.
He's at the 20, running hard at the 25.
My dad briefly went to school here, and he was at the Halloween run, and he was right in the end zone where Billy Cannon ran, right into the end zone.
An 89-yard punt return to clinch a win against Ole Miss in 1959 catapulted Billy Cannon's career.
Just every night in Tiger Stadium, they play that before the game.
The man himself,
the stadium was filled.
Telling WBRZ years back he still remembers the excitement.
It was a great night for our ball club, a great night for the team, and it was a highlight to my career.
These billboards continue to highlight that career, one many don't need an image to be reminded of. But it's a small gesture to the huge impact he's left on and off the field.
Governor John Bel Edwards delivered his opening speech this afternoon for the second special session of the year. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has that story.
Beginning today, Louisiana lawmakers have 2 weeks to hash out disagreements and fix the state's nearly $650 million fiscal cliff. Governor John Bel Edwards delivered his address to the second special session of 2018 this afternoon from the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
I figured you wouldn't mind a little change of scenery before getting back to work in Baton Rouge. And I want to thank all of our university leaders, healthcare leaders, law enforcement, local elected officials for joining us here as well. But most importantly, thank all of you, the great people of the great state of Louisiana. This time I came here to speak directly to you. Honestly, the climate at Baton Rouge is not producing the results that you deserve. And I know that you are frustrated by that.
This will be the 6th special session since Governor Edwards took office in January of 2016. And he announced Friday evening said he was vetoing House Bill 1, which included deep cuts to state services, calling it irresponsible.
I made the tough decision to veto the budget the legislature sent me. That veto should not have come as a surprise to anyone. The House of Representatives and the Senate passed wildly differing budgets, one that completely decimated health care in Louisiana, and the other funded health care and decimated everything else.
The state must have a budget in place by July 1st, the start of the fiscal year. The second session is scheduled to end June 4th. But if there's not a budget in place by then, it's possible that yet another session could be called.
I stand before you genuinely excited about what's going to happen over the next few weeks, because I believe we are going to come together to solve these problems once and for all.
Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Rotary Club President Mike Johnson presented the Service Above Self Award to a very special Rotarian. Every year, the Rotary Club of Alexandria presents this award to people best exemplifying service above self in their community and humanitarian service in any form at any level. This year, Charles Charrier took home the award. Mike Johnson tells us why he deserves it.
Charlie is an attorney, but came into the profession at an older age than most folks. He didn't go to law school till he was 35, but for many years he was a school teacher. He worked for the state, particularly dealing with the visually impaired. He got out of school and began working in the community in many areas, in his church, but he's probably most well known for his work with preservation. Much of the work that the Alexandria, or the Central Louisiana Historical Association does has been under his leadership over these last 15 years. And Charlie has led that superbly and in an honorary way to the people that came before us, but also with a vision for the future.
Charrier says he is beyond grateful to receive the Rotary Club's most prestigious award. When temperatures rise, some of our elderly residents don't always have the luxury of turning on a thermostat. That's why KLAX TV and area businesses have all teamed up for the annual fan drive for the elderly.
Elderly people trying to figure out, okay, do I pay the electricity bill or do I buy food? Right. You know, those things. Times are tough for folks. So sometimes they may not run the air conditioning, or they may not run or they may not have air conditioning at all. Right. And when we get anytime the temperature gets above 90 degrees and approaching 100 degrees, the temperatures inside those homes can be unbearable.
And it's not just the temperature, it's the heat index, the combination of the heat and humidity.
And those folks start to dehydrate, and just a whole bunch of things happen on top of already the medical issues that they have. So the fan drive is a great thing. It provides them an opportunity to stay cool when.
You can be a part of the effort by dropping off a new fan at a location in your parish. Fans will be collected and distributed by each parish's Council on Aging provider. Well, do you hate going to the grocery store? Now you can shop online and have it delivered. ABC31's Shar Thomas tells us how.
Here in St. you can now have groceries delivered to your doorstep with the click of a button.
Instacart, one of the nation's largest on-demand grocery delivery services, recently announced that St. residents can use the services at Albertsons and CVS Pharmacy. Instacart lets you shop from the comfort of your home online, then sends a personal shopper to pick up and deliver your order to you the same day. I caught up with a few local residents to get feedback, and it stirred up many questions for some.
Expect a tip for delivering it, or is it just customary, or just being kind to do that? That's what people are going to want to know.
Delivery is free for your first order. After that, it starts at $3.99 for a 2-hour delivery and $5.99 for a 1-hour delivery when you spend $35 or more. Although cost efficiency is a huge question, some locals are old-fashioned.
I feel like I'm old school. I like to go in the grocery store, put my hands on things, but I think on the flip side, it gives people an opportunity for a job to run groceries to folks. So I think it's got its positives and negatives.
Not only does Instacart create jobs, it is convenient for stay-at-home moms and those who are not mobile.
I have 4 kids, So anytime I can have something delivered without having to take all my kids out of the house would be amazing.
If you would like to take advantage of Instacart, download the app from your smartphone and shop away. Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
To give school children in the New Orleans area a better understanding of Louisiana agriculture, the LSU Ag Center helped develop Ag Magic on the River, an interactive journey featuring numerous agricultural exhibits. Ag Center correspondent Craig Gautreaux was there during their visit.
Just downriver from the central business district of New Orleans lies Dockville Farm. Located in neighboring St. Bernard Parish, the farm is a cornerstone of the Miro Foundation's mission to teach young people the importance of agriculture.
We just want to educate people on the opportunities in St. Bernard and a good understanding of where their food and products from Louisiana come from.
This is the 5th year for Ag Magic on the River at Dockville. The event plays an integral role in the LSU Ag Center's 4-H youth program by exposing young people to agriculture and what 4-H has to offer. And the exhibits continue to grow based on issues relevant to Louisiana.
We did add a greenhouse this year, and the greenhouse is teaching kids about coastal plants and coastal restoration, which is really important in southeast Louisiana.
The students were able to hold and see many of the items in the exhibits, which heightened the educational experience.
I like that they had lots of different types, and they had one of my favorite insects.
Which is?
A wasp. I just get to see new things, learn more things, and get to experience fun and new things.
While it was a day spent outside the classroom, the students still learned about topics taught in the classroom.
We're actually teaching in science right now life cycles, so we're doing life cycles of frogs, life cycles of butterflies, which was great. They had pictures, models, and we actually got to see the chrysalis and the eggs and all the other things.
Nearly 4,000 students were expected to tour Ag Magic on the River. With the LSU Ag Center, this is Craig Gautreaux reporting.
The farm is 138 acres just outside of Chalmette, Louisiana.
When temperatures rise, some don't always have the luxury of turning on a thermostat. That's why KLAX TV and area businesses have teamed up to form the Spring Fan Drive for the elderly. You can help by dropping off a fan at a location near you. Fans will be collected and distributed by each parish's Council on Aging provider. Remember, keeping cool isn't something that comes easy for everyone. Help us to bring some relief from the summer heat to those less fortunate.
Another very warm day out there today, above average once again. We did get all the way up to 92 degrees. We should be around 86 and 65, only about 70 last night, thanks to all of the moisture at the surface. Of course, that's our dew points. That's what makes it feel so humid out there. We did pick up another day where we had a trace of precipitation, so that makes like 4 days in a row going back to last Thursday. And really not adding to our total, but we still don't really need that much rain to stay where we're well above average, so we really don't need much rain at all. The record weren't too far off of it from today, 96 set back in 2005. That was an active tropical year. Of course, that was the year of Katrina. Hopefully we don't see anything like that this year, but active tropics may be starting as soon as this weekend. 92 degrees out there today. A lot of places across the southeast picking up at least a little bit of rain and some cooler temperatures. 90 in Baton Rouge, Lafayette at 91. And as we look forward toward our surface map tomorrow, humid conditions, just steamy thanks to all of that Gulf moisture. Scattered showers and thunderstorms once again going to be plaguing the area and giving us maybe a little bit of break from the higher temperatures, but not from the humidity. That's going to be sticking around for a while. And thanks to that, so will our feels like temperature. Check out the 74 for the dew point there. It'll be making it feel about 100 degrees out there through the 2 o'clock hour, so another hot, humid day. Only going to get to about 90 before we see those showers and storms start popping up. As we look at future radar here going through the noon hour tomorrow, you notice all of that rain breaking out across the central part of the state. That's scattered showers and thunderstorms, but a good bit of it around the area tomorrow. So not so much scattered as in consistent rain around the area for the day tomorrow. I bet that most of us pick up at least a little bit of rain. Now, as we're talking, maybe this develops into a named system, maybe it doesn't. But really, what we're concerned about here is where this goes. A high-pressure system is going to develop off to the east. That should push this back into our state. As it does, we could be seeing areas of very heavy rainfall, so much so that we could be concerned with 1 to 3, maybe even all the way up to 4 or 5 inches of rain by the time we get through the weekend and into next week. So keeping a very close eye on this over the next 3 days for potential development as we go into Sunday. Then the heavy rain continues with at least a chance of a shower or storm as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Temperatures staying steady right around 90 degrees. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather forecast.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
Good evening and welcome back to KLAX ABC31 Sports. I'm Zach Seminar. Earlier today, it was announced that NSU junior Polina Mutel has been named the Southland Conference's Student Athlete of the Year. Mutel was voted the Southland Player of the Year last month and was a combined 34-8 in singles and doubles play this year. The Russian owns a 3.76 grade point average. She was 10-1 in the regular season Southland competition portion of the schedule. The Louisiana Tech men's basketball team will get a head start on the 2018-19 season when they partake in a 7-day foreign trip in Costa Rica. That comes up in August. The 100% private donation funded trip is something every Division I team can do every 4 years per NCAA rules. The trip will allow La Tech up to 10 practices before leaving. The Bulldogs will play 2 professional teams in an international exhibition while they're there. The team will also partake in community service activities while experiencing the local culture in team bonding events. The program last took a foreign tour in 2014 when they went to the Bahamas.
Today we bring you the profile of a hero, Marine Private First Class Gomer Pyle.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, but this hero is a musical Marine. Gomer Pyle.
Airs weekdays at 8 on MeTV Alexandria. Get It Growing with Dan Gill, Thursdays on ABC 31 News. Brought to you by Bayou Robert Co-op, serving farmers and ranchers since 1961.